Hey guys, today we're meeting on Karen students' annual IEP. We're just going to go around and introduce ourselves. So we have me, who is Miss Pace, and I am the special education teacher. And we have Karen's general education teacher.
Hi, I'm Justen Crumpton. I have Karen in class and she's doing well. She's adjusting well to her environment. She enjoys and makes friends easily, and I'm excited to be a part of this IEP team.
Awesome. And we have Miss Miss Barham. I did go ahead and give your name, and she is here to interpret the evaluation results. If you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Miss Barham, and like Miss Pace said, I'll just be explaining the assessment results when we get to that portion of the IEP.
Thank you. And then we have an LEA here.
Hey, I'm Kaitlyn Miner. I'm the school representative for this meeting.
Hello. And we have Karen's foster mom here. Yay.
Hi, I'm Karen's foster mom. I'm Gabby. And I'm excited to have Karen. She's lovely.
Awesome. And we also have Karen's caseworker here.
I'm Brent Wells. I'm Karen's caseworker. I'm just here to make sure she's adjusting well.
Great. So we're just going to be doing a regular annual IEP and setting goals in place and discussing her progress and how she's doing, and going over her evaluations, her most recent data that's been done. What I'm going to do now is log our names for her record of access, because everything that we discuss and everything that's put into an IEP is confidential information and is not to be shared. So we do have to sign stating that we are accessing her records. All right. And we've got Miss Miner, who's going to be taking notes. We will go ahead and begin looking over the IEP, and everyone has a copy of the IEP. So if you have any questions or concerns as we go through the IEP, please address them. Okay. Now, what we have at the very top is extended school year services. What this is anyone with an IEP can receive extended school year services during the summer so that they don't fall further and lose what they've gained throughout the school year. And we've discussed that, and she is allowed that service as well. Now to the good stuff. Janet is a 5th grade student, and she attends Best Schools Elementary, and she is in Miss Crumpton's class. She has academic strengths in math and arts. As you'll see, she likes arts a lot. She's well liked by students, her peers, and other teachers, and she does not have any behavior issues and attends class regularly. Just to note, Janet's biological parents did not attend this meeting, but her foster mother is here. Do you have any concerns at this time?
No, not really.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Janet enjoys looking through fashion magazines such as Girls Life magazine, and she enjoys art and draws pictures of clothes and shoes. She loves singing on the playground, specifically songs by Jennifer Lopez and Taylor Swift. And teachers say that she sounds just like these talented artists. I like music too. So now we're entering into the portion where we're going to go over her evaluation results. So we have someone here to interpret that data, because it can be a little bit confusing if you're not exposed to it frequently. So at this time, Ms. Barham's going to go over that.
Okay. So we administered the Woodcock-Johnson Mastery Test of Reading, and I'll explain each category before I give her results. So the first one is word identification, and for this, we required Janet to read words, and they increased in difficulty as the list went on, and she scored 1.2, so that's like early 1st grade level. For word attack, it required her to read nonsense words, or what we call silly words, something just made up, and they also increased in difficulty, and she scored 1.4, so that again is 1st grade level. For word comprehension, it measured vocabulary from 3 different levels of cognitive processing, and that included antonyms, synonyms, and analogies, and she scored 1.8, so that's a little bit higher than everything else, but not quite on 2nd grade level. And for passage comprehension, it measured her ability to study a sentence or a short passage and exercise a variety of comprehension and vocabulary skills in identifying a missing word, and she scored 1.4. And we also, with that comprehension part, we use a closed procedure where there's a sentence and there's a blank line, and we ask her to choose or fill in the blank with the word that should go in to complete the sentence. And again, that was on a 1.4 grade level. So again, first. And so for her total reading, when we look at all the different aspects of reading and the areas that we measured, her total score was 1.7. So she's still at that first grade level, almost to second, but still on the first grade level. Do you have any questions about that assessment? Or do you pretty much understand? Was that a good explanation?
I do understand. Yeah, I think that's, do you think that, does it? Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, and once we talk about her goals a little bit later, we'll see how we set her goals based on what she scored and how they'll apply to her in the future. Okay, thank you, Ms. Pace.
Okay, now one of the things I do want to address is that she qualifies for the reading comprehension. That is her qualifying area because her reading is lower. It's more than 3 grade levels lower. So this is her qualifying area. And did we touch on she does qualify under the specific learning disability as well? Okay. Just to note that while living with her biological family, she did not attend school regularly. And since being placed in foster care, she is attending on a regular basis now. Yay. Also, there were some questions regarding her primary language and the language that was spoken in the home with her biological family. So as we know, that can affect a child's ability to understand and comprehend the English language if that's not what's spoken in their home and they're exposed to all the time. So now to go over her academic, developmental, and functional needs. She qualifies in all the areas of the Woodcock-Johnson test of reading data. Due to the below average scores in all areas tested, word identification, word attack, word comprehension, and passage comprehension. Janet's instructional reading level was a total of 1.7. So it's first grade, 7 months. So she is, like Miss Barham said, she is below a second grade reading level. Teachers report that she needs guidance on appropriate behavior to interact with all members of a group when completing group work. Janet shuts down when her answers are challenged by group members. Janet does not always make eye contact with peers or adults. She will make eye contact with the classroom pets, a turtle, and a small guinea pig, and will make eye contact with the reading dog who visits the classroom twice a week and reads to him. That's okay. Reads to him in the reading corral area of the class. Janet would benefit from a peer partner to help her engage socially. Due to Janet's low reading scores on the Woodcock-Johnson assessment, her below reading grade level ability, and her delayed social skills, Janet needs specially designed instruction from the special education teacher in the area of reading to succeed in the general education classroom. Okay. So that covers the profile page. Now we're going to move on to the special instructional factors. And I'm going to go over these and I'm going to say them, and we will say yes or no if she needs this area. Okay. Does she have behavior that impedes her learning or the learning of others? Does anyone think that? No. Does the student have a behavioral intervention plan? No. Does the student have limited English proficiency? No. Does the student need instruction in Braille? Does the student have communication needs? No. Does the student need assistive technology devices and or services? Does the student require specially designed PE? No. Is the student working toward alternate achievement standards? No. Are transition services addressed in this IEP? And that is a no because it's not addressed until she's in 8th grade or 9th grade and 16 years of age. Her mode of transportation is a regular bus, but she rides the car to school. Is that correct, Ms. Campbell?
Yes.
Just if they were to go on field trips or do anything special, she doesn't require anything special on a bus. That's why it's checked regular bus. Okay. As far as non-academic and extracurricular activities, she has the opportunity to participate in any extracurricular activities with non-disabled peers, and that is a yes. Her annual goals, and she's been given 2 annual goals, and these are both in the reading area because that's where she's struggling. And these progress reports will come out every 9 weeks, just like her regular report card, so that you can be updated on the progress that she's making with these goals. So we'll go over her first goal, which is in reading comprehension. It's going to be a little bit of words here, but it's just that top portion if you want to follow along. Teachers report that Janet is a well-liked student who works well with others in the general education classroom. Janet qualifies to receive services in reading due to discrepant scores, and that just means a vast difference, a large difference. In the Woodcock-Johnson mastery test of reading data in multiple reading domains, these scores suggest that Janet struggles with basic reading skills and needs to improve her decoding and phonics skills, as well as her ability to comprehend reading passages successfully. If she's not able to put those words together, then she can't put all of it together to comprehend it. So she's going to need to work on her phonics and decoding. Additionally, Janet has an instructional reading level, again, at 1.7, and it's noted that difficulty reading grade level text can compromise her ability to comprehend grade level skills and standards across all academic areas. Due to these weaknesses, Janet needs specially designed instruction to succeed in the grade level classroom. So we're going to go over her goal, and let me know if everyone agrees with this, especially you, Ms. Crumpton, who's in the classroom working with this. By the IEP end date, when given a passage at her instructional reading level, Janet will be able to read fluently and answer 4 to 5 comprehension questions with 80% accuracy in 4 out of 5 trials. Further progress will be measured by a 1.0 grade level increase in her instructional reading level by the IEP end date. Does everyone agree that that would be a goal that would benefit her?
I think that is a perfect goal for her.
Okay, so the way that it will be evaluated, her goal, it will be done by curriculum-based assessments, data collection, or teacher tests, and also work samples. So just what she's producing in the class. She has some benchmark goals. So the goal is set for the whole IEP, but then she has different goals within that so that she can meet those goals, because we like to grow, and, you know, obtainable goals are what we like to do. It's how all of us want to live. So she will read the passage fluently. So that's the first goal. So just for her to be able to sit down and read it, and she will work on different things as she's doing that so she can put it all together. And then after she meets that goal, she will then discuss the comprehension questions about the passage with the teacher. And to note, we're really hopeful that she will be able to meet these goals, especially since she's now attending school last year. Her IEP goals from her previous IEP, they were not met, but we're also aware that she did not attend school on a regular basis. Okay, so her second goal is in phonics, and that's just breaking it apart, putting it all together. So again, teachers report that she's a well-liked student. She works well with others in the general education classroom. She qualifies to receive services in reading due to discrepant scores on the Woodcock-Johnson. The score suggests that Janet struggles with basic reading skills and needs to improve her decoding and phonics, as well as her ability to comprehend reading passages successfully. Additionally, Janet has an instructional reading level that is below 1.7. I'm going to skip to the very last sentence. Due to these weaknesses, Janet needs specially designed instruction in order to succeed in the grade room classroom. This goal is, when given a word list of 20 words at her instructional reading level, Janet will be able to decode the words with 80% accuracy in 4 out of 5 trials by the IEP by the IEP end date. Does everyone think that a 20-word list is a good goal for her? Or does that seem too much? Or what do y'all think?
I believe 20 words is doable for her. I would rather set the bar high and let her meet that than to sell her short.
Okay. Okay, good. That's what I was thinking too. And that she will be able to decode these words 80% accuracy in 4 out of 5 trials by the end of the IEP date. Additionally, additional progress will be measured by an increase of 1.1 grade level in difficulty in her word list by the IEP end date. And this will also be evaluated with the same evaluation techniques as the other one. The benchmarks for this is that the first one, that she will be able to decode 10 words with the teacher's assistance. Is that good? Too much? Too little? It's good. Janet will decode 10 words at her instructional reading level on her own. So first she'll do it with the teacher, and then she'll do it by herself, and then she will be able to master the 20 words on her own. which will only help her in her confidence and help her reading abilities. And sometimes things just seem scary when we don't know how to do it. So I think that would be good for her. Okay, so now we're going to go to the page that says special education and related services. This is the good stuff to me. So these are the special education services that Janet will receive in class or at school. She will receive these in the classroom or in a special education resource room. She will receive small group reading intervention remediation from the special education teacher to address difficulties with oral reading fluency and reading comprehension through direct instruction, modeling, and repeated practice in an evidence research-based curriculum in the classroom and or small group environment. And she will receive these services on a weekly basis for 120 minutes. And these services run from the beginning of the IEP into one day before that. So almost a full year. Related services are not needed for Janet. And her supplementary aids and services, this is where her accommodations will fall in place. And these also will be across all educational environments. So the accommodations that we'll discuss at first are her classroom accommodations, and then the next will be her testing accommodations. Okay? So if there's anything that anyone can think of that she needs that would help her be as successful as she can be in the classroom, please let me know so we can add that to here. Okay? Or if you disagree with something that's on here. So during instruction in the general education classroom or the resource room, the following accommodations may be made available for Janet to use in all subject areas. So this is not just for reading, because remember, if her reading is behind, that she will need these accommodations across all settings in all subject areas. So she'll be allowed to have extra time on assignments and assessments as determined by the teacher. Small group work for assignments and assessments, a peer helper, directions and word problems and additional reading may be read to check for understanding. Shorter assignments and assessments as determined by the teacher, and access to the proximity of the teacher. Is there anything that anyone would like to add to that? Or take away? Or question? That's good? Does that sound good, Ms. Campbell?
Yes, ma'am. That means that she'll be doing the same work as the other students, correct? Just with
Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. She'll just have the accommodations provided for her, and then they will pull her out to work with her with other students. That's when she'll get the more one-on-one work for her reading to boost that. But this is just her classroom accommodations. Right. The same work will be given to her. Okay, and then her accommodations needed for assessments, and this is again across all areas. She'll receive the following accommodations on assessments: extra time as allowed by the teacher and the testing format, because some state testing has different things. So if we said double time, sometimes it's time and a half, and so it's just determined by the testing format and what's allowed by the teacher for that specific test that's given. Small group testing within the regular education classroom or in the resource setting as the test allows. Directions, word problems, and additional reading may be read as the test allows. May have a reduced number of questions on classroom assessments as determined by the teacher and testing format, and provided differentiated testing formats that will provide the best measurement of the student's comprehension as the test allows. And what that last one means is that she could potentially have a test where she answers it orally, or she does something just different, but it's showing the exact same measure of what she understands from the instruction that's been given. And as far as her state testing accommodations go, she will receive state testing accommodations for the reading test, and she's tested in a small group. State testing usually allows for the accommodations of extended time, text-to-speech. Text-to-speech, is that correct? It's not read aloud, because that's human. Text-to-speech, extended time, and small group. So normally those are the assessments. And so if it's in what she normally receives, that's what she receives in state testing.
Ms. Pace,
Yes, please.
For her classroom assessments, do you think we should allow a retest if she scores below 60%?
I think so. I think that'd be great.
Okay.
I will go ahead and add that in.
Okay.
Okay. And so we're on the last page, the signature page of the IEP. Does anyone have anything that they'd like to add right now? Questions, concerns?
I would like to know what I can do at home to help her achieve her goals.
Okay, I'll add something, and then if anybody else would like to add something. But one of the things that I have found to be very important for students I've worked with and for my personal children is if you find things that they're interested in reading. And so since she is already looking at the magazines, if you wanted to sit with her or have a sibling sit with her and she just tries, even if she just goes in there and reads the words that she can read, it'll all start to come together. So just finding stuff that she is already interested in.
And I have a suggestion as well. If she's watching TV or maybe like Netflix or like Disney or something like that, I would suggest turning on the subtitles so she's able to see the words and make that connection while she's hearing them as well. So that's something I just like to suggest.
Ms.
I
Crumpton,
second that. I think that that's a fantastic, those are both fantastic suggestions for at home. I think that any exposure to any written word is going to be help. So if she wants to help you in the kitchen, reading the directions for a box of macaroni and cheese and following the steps, baking, anything like that, following recipes. I love the closed captioning. That is a great thing. And then also even if you wanted to put her on YouTube Kids or some type of a read aloud where it's going to have the words across the bottom and read the book to her, anything like that. Any exposure to text is going to help her.
Right.
I think that we are headed in the right direction, getting her these accommodations. And now that she's in school on a regular basis, I think that she has a lot of potential and that we're headed in the right direction.
Another thing is environmental print. If y'all just talk about store names, because that's already imprinted in her brain most of the time because we see it so frequently. So if she just goes over those, just like Ms. Crumpton said, any exposure to text, it'll help her.
Perfect. With her neglect, just being in a home where she's loved is helping her a lot, I think.
Oh yeah, consistency and routines. We love it. Okay, so she will receive all of, she attends the school that she would attend if she did not have a disability, and that's yes. The student will receive all special education services with non-disabled peers, and that is no, because she will be pulled out for small group and her accommodations will have to be met, and sometimes that will be done in a small group environment as well. The least restrictive environment is 80 to 100% of the day that she is in the general education environment. And a copy of the IEP and the special education rights are available for you today, Ms. Campbell. And so we've already went over questions, concerns. Does anyone have anything at this time? Nothing more?
I think y'all are doing a good job helping her adjust.
Yeah, she's doing great. She's doing great. And I love the singing and the arts. Love it. Love it. Loving. Okay, so her testing form and then the rights will be given to you. And if no one has any other questions, we have covered all areas in the IEP, and I will log everyone's name into the IEP signature page and finalize the document.
Perfect. Thank you, Ms. Pace.
Thank y'all. Y'all have a great rest of the day.
Y'all
Take
too.
care.
Thank you, Ms. Pace.